Good evening, friends. Weather Authority Alert Day has officially been issued for your Sunday, and here is the rundown. The front moves in this weekend, and it will bring rain, snow, a mix, and really run the gamut in terms of all the precip types. Now, after that weather maker moves through, brutally cold air is in store for next week. So we have a couple of different things to chat about with some threats on the way. So let's break down the winter weather event this weekend first. Impacts that we are watching: snowfall scattered throughout the area with icy conditions will be very isolated. And of course, the Arctic air mass will take over the area, especially in the wake of this next weather maker. Once the snowfall moves through and we're on the other side of this entire mess, it will be very, very, very cold. So breaking down our current conditions, not quite noticeable that we are really in for a winter weather event. This does not feel very wintry outside. In fact, 50 degrees now in Martinsville and Danville. This has been a pretty nice warm stretch. Warm, figuratively speaking, but still, our average high temperature this time of year is 47 degrees. So still 3 degrees above average, Martinsville and Danville. Not too bad right now. In Roanoke, 46. Hot Springs now 33, and Independence 46. Same story for Alta Vista. So right now, again, still in the 40s and 30s. As we head into the weekend, that is when things will change up as well. And even still, right now, we are dry. So let's time this out on Futurecast over the next couple of hours, what we're expecting. You'll notice this cold front right here. That is our next weather maker that we are watching. So this evening, still seeing dry conditions with a few clouds moving into the area. And by Saturday, early morning, by about 3 to 4 a.m., we're watching that widespread rainfall head into the area. And for the day Saturday, this is going to be basically an all rainfall event. A gloomy weekend is on the way, and we continue as we head into the day on Saturday, just widespread rainfall. Now Sunday, that is when things switch up just a bit, and we're watching for that winter weather on the horizon. So this is the impacts that we're looking at with this system as well. Gusty winds possible, those 20 plus mile an hour wind gusts as we head into the day on Sunday. Accumulating snowfall, of course, that is also what we are anticipating. In terms of the freezing rain and more of an icy event, we're looking at this more so of a snow than an ice event. Which, of course, power outages are still possible, but at least not as widespread as what we would have anticipated with a precip type that is more icy. You'll notice when you break down this precip type here, hour by hour, as we head into the day on Sunday. Of course, Saturday will be rainy, but Sunday, in terms of the timeline for this, of course, we'll start off in the early morning hours by about 5 a.m. as rainfall, and in between that and wintry mix. Now, that will continue until about 10 to 11 o'clock, and that's when we will begin to see that snowfall. And you'll notice with this timeline right here, snowfall kind of going back and forth in between the snow and that wintry mix back and forth throughout the afternoon hours on Sunday and continuing on into the evening. So we're getting a little bit of everything on Sunday, but this will likely be ending as a snowfall event as well. Now let's talk snow totals. We're actually not going to be seeing as much snowfall as the models were suggesting just a couple of days ago. We were chatting about this and talking about how the totals were changing and how this forecast will change the next couple of days, and this is what we're looking at right now. South side zone and southern parts of the New River Valley zone, dusting to an inch is expected. Now here highlighted in the purple, parts of the New River Valley, Roanoke Valley, and Lynchburg zone, about a coating to 2 inches. Now I do want to point out Lynchburg right there, right on the edge between that 0 to 1 inch and coating to 2 inch mark. And I'm expecting about around an inch, coating to an inch for that location. As we head further north into the Highland zone and even parts of the New River Valley, seeing about 1 to 4 inches in that blue. That's expected for the accumulation. And, of course, Highlands, we're seeing into these counties into West Virginia, Pocahontas, and Greenbrier counties. Of course, those western slopes of the mountains there typically end up with those higher snow totals. So they're in the pink, 3 to 6 plus inches are possible. And that is into the portions of the far southwest portions of Virginia as well, into that part of the New River Valley where those higher elevations, of course, they tend to see a little more snowfall. So that's what we're watching for accumulations for this Sunday event. Now, as we were just mentioning, the wind is not as big of an impactor as these past couple of systems. The wind that we really saw, the worst of it was actually last night when we did have those wind advisories issued, but those have since been canceled. And even as we head into this wintry weekend, this winter weather weekend, wind's not going to be as much of a problem. Of course, snow, ice, and sleet all on the table, and we are running the gamut in terms of temperatures. Of course, we've talked about that the type of precip that is expected is dependent on how that temperature profile is in the upper atmosphere, and that's what we're dealing with on Sunday and Saturday as well. And that's why Sunday morning we are seeing the mixture of precip types, that wintry mix. Again, that's still on the table for Sunday morning, but more so in Sunday afternoon. That is when we're watching that changeover to all snowfall at that point. So again, we are dry tonight, which is enjoyable. Our temperatures, our lows to this evening are still a little bit closer towards those seasonable points for this time of year. So not too bad, but enjoy it while it lasts, because as we head into the day, on Saturday, all day, it will be very rainy, very gloomy, and across the board, it's going to be a gloomy inside type weekend with temperatures into the 30s eventually. But I did want to touch on this for next week. We'll talk on that here in a minute, but again, I want to mention this first. Zone by zone, high temperatures tomorrow. We're going to be in the 40s, and that's why this is going to be an all rainfall event. On Saturday, 49 your high temperature in Southside, 48 Lynchburg tomorrow, 47 in Roanoke and Highlands, and 42 degrees your high for the New River Valley. Now, pulling up this graphic here, this is something that is a newer product from the National Weather Service. What we're looking at right here is an extreme cold watch. Now, this goes into effect late Sunday and will run through about lunchtime on Thursday. So this is Highland Zone, New River Valley, Roanoke Valley, and Lynchburg zones not included in this edition of this cold weather alert, but over the next couple of days we could easily see this change. This is extremely preliminary in Southside as well. So this is still early on, but this does go into effect on Sunday, late Sunday into Thursday. And when you see these numbers popping up on this 7-day, you will understand why. This is our 7-day forecast for Roanoke. So we're still in the 40s, dropping down easily into the 30s once that first weather maker moves through. Weather Authority alert day issued for Sunday, and that's when we'll see the winter weather. Now, likely we will be continuing some alert day, some form of an alert day as we head into the work week, just because of these temperatures. Now, there's nothing in place as of now, and of course our weather team is still looking at the numbers in terms of what we're watching for next week, and we do have an eye on this, but keep an eye out for that posting, because next week will be dangerously cold. Check this out. Our high temperature in the Roanoke Valley, 19 degrees on Monday, 22 Tuesday, eventually 20s and 30s, but overnight low temperatures, single digits. So this is the Roanoke Valley forecast, but I want to pull this up as well for our remaining zones here. Highlands, Roanoke, New River Valley, Lynchburg and Southside. We are all in the teens each day. Southside is a little bit warmer, in Lynchburg as well, but Highlands and New River Valley especially. New River Valley, your low temperature Tuesday night is 0, a grand total of 0, and Highlands is into the negatives, 3 below 0, 2 below 0. These air temperatures will be dangerously cold, and that is also why that cold weather alert has been issued, that extreme cold alert rather. So that is what we're looking at. Not only are we tracking the winter weather, but we are keeping an eye on those cold weather alerts for you. So be sure and stay safe this weekend. This is not necessarily a snow event that's anything to write home about for the majority of us. Highland Zone, of course, expecting more of that snowfall. But this is definitely a more snowy event than the icy event, which is good news. It's a little bit lower impact, but still be weather aware this weekend, and especially next week. It will be brutally cold. So take precautions and be prepared as we head into next week, because those temperatures will be quite frigid. And I don't even know how else to put it, but it is going to be downright cold, dangerously cold at that point. So cannot caution you enough about that. But that is it for now. We will, of course, be here updating you with the latest forecast and keeping an eye on, again, both this winter weather event and the cold next week.